Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Hi everyone, welcome back again to PCKC TV. I'm joined here by the wonderful Pro from Pros and Cons Cosplay.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we have a great special guest. First, let's talk about our sponsors, and then we'll get right away to our guests. So thanks to our sponsors, NFM, Boulevard Brewing Company, U.S. Army, KCWE, Geico, UMB Bank, Xfinity, 5 Hour Energy, T-Mobile, Kansas City Mavericks, Kansas City Live, and the great state of Oklahoma. Of course, I'm Jelly Bean from U.S. Toy. I am broadcasting once again at home, so I'm going to be telling you about a lot of the great products that we have at U.S. Toy and why you should come visit us. We are open 10 to 6 p.m. Every single day. But we have Svetlana and Benni from Kamui Cosplay here to join us today. And so if you have any questions, make sure to get them over in the feed. We can see them. We'll get those questions answered. But, man, we've just got a ton of stuff we would love to pick your brains about. But first of all, let us say thank you so much for joining us and sharing your wisdom and your time and energy. And thank you for helping to build the cosplay community, and you've done such.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, the absolute first question I love to ask everyone is, what inspired you to start building your own costumes?
Oh my God. It was actually back in 2003, and I wanted to go to my very first convention in Germany. And back then I actually read in magazines about this so-called thing, cosplay. And so I was a lot into Dragon Ball back then, and I thought, hey, then I can also make a new, like my very first costume, because I wanted to be a proper convention attendee. So I made a costume as the Great Saiyaman from Dragon Ball. and like after that, I actually also started playing World of Warcraft, and I wanted to dress up as my own avatar, actually a night elf druid called Kamui, and from that I actually got my name, and and I just kept on doing it.
Excellent. Did you have a history of building any costumes before that, or just kind of take it on as a hobby and teach yourself? How did that work out?
I don't know, like I just kept on crafting, like Benni helped me with every single project. I mean, like Benni is actually my very first boyfriend, and I am his very first girlfriend, and we actually got together when I just started with cosplay, so he was always helping me with painting and like crafting and all that stuff, and it was a lot of fun, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it. Like I wanted to make new costumes for conventions, and at some point I actually also started sharing my stuff on the internet because I just enjoyed to be a part of the community. And then people asked me how I made this and that, and then I started making tutorials and stuff. And
but prior to that, I think when you started, you were 17, right?
Yeah,
so
17.
Like still in school, like
Like
we don't really have Halloween in Germany, so we don't really have any experience dressing up for fun.
Like dressing up in Germany is not a thing, you know. Like if you go in costume on the street in Germany, people think you're completely insane. And
so experience prior to that really made like drawing.
Yeah,
everybody draws at school when you're bored.
Yeah, I was actually playing RPGs. So I actually got some writing experience back then. But yeah, that was all.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
What would you say is your favorite part about the cosplay community since you started and kind of how it is now?
Oh my God, I think like actually that like, you know, like I mean, I travel a lot because of conventions, and like no matter where you go, like even if you're on the other side of the world and like you don't like you meet a person and you have no idea about his or her background, like the culture, the religion, or like whatever, you know, like how this person grew up. Like the moment you start talking with this person about cosplay, it's like you can instantly find like a new best friend, you know. It's like I think it's so amazing that cosplay connects people from all over the world, and that like we all are like a huge big family, and like we all suffer together, we all have fun together, and we all understand each other, and like we're also supporting each other, and like I don't know, it's just so amazing to be a part of this super helpful and creative and amazing community. And yeah, I just love the people.
That's awesome.
That's
so
great.
what, so you'd mentioned a little bit about not having Halloween there in Germany, and dressing up not being a big part of the culture. Have you entered other cultures that's also been true, or is it once again there are a couple of cultures that are very centered on costuming and others that aren't, or is it?
Like you guys are totally not into costuming.
Yeah, I think the Americans are probably the ones where we find they're the most, how to say, like
creative and
outgoing people.
joyful. Like you're always so happy, and I don't know, like like when we are making a costume in Germany, it's like you have to make it proper, you have to make it right.
It needs to be perfect.
It needs to be perfect. Make it good or don't do it at all, and so I really like to go to American conventions because it's not so much in crafting, it's not so much into like being perfect, but like people just buy costumes, they just put like a horse hat on and like just running around and like just have fun, and like it's also like so amazing that like everyone is part of it, because like for example like when I go like to any conventions, like the whole city is a part of the convention. Like so many people are like into that, like no matter the age, like old people and young people.
Yeah,
and
we've been to Dragon Con, I think, twice. Sorry for making like ads for other cons, but like we've been to Dragon Con. I think that's one of the most well-known in America. And they have a parade that's going like through the city with like all costumes, and you will never find anything like that in Germany, or probably Europe in general, because you keep the con like a little bit separate from the outside world, so people don't think you're crazy, But in America, it's just like,
everyone is crazy. And it's so cool.
Well, I want to know: you get around the world? Are there certain fandoms that are huge in Germany, but nowhere else? Or are there fandoms that are huge anywhere else, but not in Germany?
I think one fandom that Germany has that's probably not existing anywhere else is a fandom for old school point and click video game adventures.
We have cosplay musicals. And I think nobody has that, because like the German convention scene actually started with anime and manga, and actually people in Germany think that cosplay is an Asian, like a Japanese thing, which is not really true, because I know that it started like in the US with like Star Trek and Star Wars and like like Halloween and stuff, and then it went to Japan, but like people in Germany, they think it's like an anime and Japan thing. So, and like all of our cosplay community started with Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and like Digimon and stuff. And so also our very first conventions, they were just anime conventions. For a pretty long time we didn't have any Comic Cons at all. So, and then like this one thing started because in Japan there was a Sailor Moon musical, and we had a German cosplay group, a Sailor Moon cosplay group, and they thought it was really cool, and then they started doing musical as well, and then it became like a really huge thing, and we have now so many cosplay musical groups who do like cosplay musicals for all kind of things. Like they also write their own text, their own songs and
like
everything. It's
10
like
to 15 people on stage singing and dancing and making a stage play for like an hour.
Like it's like
and,
it's like a cosplay mini Broadway show, It's like so
Wow.
cool. So I think this is like the one very special thing nobody has, or at least I think so. I don't know.
Well, in the American fashion, we've heard about it, so now we're going to steal it. And so that's
like
the way America works.
Yeah, that's so amazing. It's like beautiful. And especially musicals are really expensive, so we can see one for free.
Hey, we do have a quick question from the audience. Friend of the show, Bruce Holt, is asking, what is your favorite material to use?
Oh my god, I love working with LEDs. Like I have no idea about LEDs, but I wrote 2 books about that. Like my house didn't burn down yet, but I really huh? You can show no, the shield is actually I have kind of batteries and so basically I like to put like LEDs into everything, even there it's actually not glowing, but I make it glow because it's really fun. And then I'm a little bit too dumb for LEDs, so I just like with that like for hours and days because I just don't manage electronics. But I wrote 2 books about that to buy my books, and and I also like to work with EVA.
It's fun to figure out, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to use that as a jumping point, and then after I pay the bill here, Tamara's got a couple of different questions. But we need to look. I need to remember to put in an order for LEDs. But we do have your books in the store, and so if people are looking to come get some hints, you can come take a look through Kamui's Svetlana's books at US Toy. We are open 10 to 6, and we do also now carry TNT foam, and people are taking advantage of. Yeah, people are taking advantage of that PCC Live 20% discount off of that foam, and just absolutely selling out real quick. We're going to be making a new order with lots of 10 millimeter foam coming in. Ooh. And so everyone make sure to check out those things. That's me paying the bills. Tamara, take it away.
Oh, absolutely. So when you all talk about cosplay and the cosplay community, there's obviously a lot of joy that you all have just seeing you talk about cosplay and getting to interact with fans. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your favorite cosplay memory, your happiest memory in cosplay?
Oh my god, my happiest memory. I don't know. I think it was my very first international convention, which was BlizzCon. Sorry for making another promotion for another convention, but actually I won a trip to BlizzCon back in 2009, and it was actually before any European BlizzCon costume competitions. There was just a digital one, and you had only to send in like a Blizzard costume. I had like already 5 Night Elf druids made, so I sent him all of the photos of the costumes, and I won then like the first place because I think only like 3 people participated because nobody had any idea about the thing. I flew to BlizzCon in 2009. I didn't spoke a single word English. I didn't understand anybody. Actually back then I already shared my stuff on the internet, but Benni wrote my text because I had no idea how to write in English. And then people actually wanted to see me and wanted to talk with me, and I had no idea what they were saying, and I was so sad about that. And then I actually forced myself to write actually some stuff and learn English because I was so sad about that. But the thing is, I arrived actually at Thursday at 10 p.m. in the evening, and the convention started at Friday, and I wanted to be a proper convention attendee like the German I am. So I signed up for the costume competition, the dance competition. I also signed up in the art contest. So I actually that as well. I was really mad about that, and I had no chance, but I wanted to participate. So actually, I actually made a night of druid. Like I had the costume with me, and I wanted to do like proper body painting. It was completely body painting. So actually, because I was so excited, I went to bed only at 1 a.m. at night at Friday, and then I had to wake up at 4 a.m. For the body painting, and then then I did the full body painting and was already super tired. So I put a lot of energy drinks, and like in the States we have like these tiny energy shots which are actually forbidden in Germany for some reason. Because I was not able to eat and drink. I was really, really tired. And like the costume competition was actually at 8 p.m. and the dance competition was at 10 p.m. and I was really, really tired. And so I just keep on drinking these shots and stuff, and I didn't eat anything. And then and the only memory I have, like everything was raced. Like I have no idea how I got back to the hotel. And like because the dance competition was at 10 p.m. and I was really, really tired. Like actually had a blackout, and the only proof that I was actually on stage was somebody filming me and like uploading the video because I don't remember anymore that I was on stage and dancing my night elf dance. And then somehow I got back to the hotel, and I was really, really tired. The next day I actually enjoyed the convention out of costume. Really good. Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic. That is amazing. That is absolutely
That's amazing.
So I'm going to guess that's not a pretty typical con for you, but you know, we all go to these shows, and we all have this downtime in between. How do you get over like con depression after you've been to a con and then you get through it? What do you start doing right after a con to get you back on the road to doing art and doing the things that you do?
I just sleep.
So important.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
no,
enough.
I mean, like, to be honest, I gave up to finish any costumes for deadline because I realized that it's not good for my mental health. And yeah, I like this was like not the first time I had like kind of a breakdown at the convention. So I actually gave up finishing my costumes for conventions. Like then I take it slow. Like if the costume is done, it's okay. If not, then I just wear old costume or I just go naked or like a casual clothes. And yeah, and like this gave me like a lot of, I don't know, it's just much more nice on that. And then at some point I actually stopped wearing any costumes at all. I didn't want to walk naked to a convention, like I still had some stuff on, but like I don't know, it was a little bit exhausting, like especially in the heat, and like I have no idea how people actually still surviving in their furry costumes and stuff. But
especially in America.
Yeah, like I don't know, like we don't have any air conditioning in Germany, you know, like and like if you go to convention summer, it's like you die, and I didn't want to die. So yeah, so I take it easy.
No, that's awesome. That we can always use more healthy mental health habits, so on and so forth. With that, I think that's a great choice. So
I don't know if I have so much mental health.
Well, so everyone's talking about your excitement. They love seeing the energy. How did you get around to writing books? You've got so much energy, but text is such a just keep at it and keep doing it and make it happen. What was the process of writing your books like?
Well, first I started writing yaoi RPGs when I was younger, so I already had some practice in writing dirty stuff. And then actually, I was actually at one point, I don't know, like Bill Duran asked me if I should write finally a book. Like I already published like plenty of tutorials, like on YouTube, on my website, on Facebook, social media, and all the tutorials were actually spread all around the internet. And then people started asking me if I can make like a collection of all these books. And at some point I was unemployed and had no idea what to do. And so people was asking me the book, and then I sat down and wrote my very first book in 3 days, and like Benni did the layout in 3 days.
You have to imagine she writes just like she talks, so when she starts it's just like
yeah. And then I don't know, and then I just wrote it down, so people just let me alone and stopped bothering me and like asking me the whole time, like write a book. And so I just wrote it down, and then I just throw it into the internet and didn't really expect it, and then people liked it. And then I thought, okay, then I keep writing books, I think, because that's actually a good way to pay my materials for cosplay.
Sure.
Yeah. And your books have done really, really well, right? Lots of fans purchasing your materials and kind of talking with you on the Kamui Cosplay community. Can you talk about, So, and you mentioned earlier that English isn't your first language, and so that's a big part of the communicating with your international fans. What was that process like for you with being able to communicate in English and then also writing your books in English?
Oh my god! Like it was really, really hard. Like actually, English is my third language because my first language is actually Russian. So I moved like to Germany when I was 5 years old, and I had to learn first German. And at BlizzCon, it was really frustrating that I didn't spoke any English. Like I learned it's cool, but like not really. I really fast. And I don't know. And then like I basically forced myself to learn English. And back then, when I was on the internet, like the only thing that was similar to a chat was 4chan.
Oh, 4chan.
So English on 4chan. Yes, so I actually learned English on 4chan, and then actually Benni helped me a lot with my very first book. I always write them by myself, and then I don't write them in German. I write them directly in English, and then Benni is doing the editing, and then we have always around 20 test readers or something like that, and they check it also for grammar and stuff, so it's okay. And yeah, and I think the reason why my books actually are so popular is because my English is really silly and stupid, and so people can really understand it, and I think that's good. And yeah, but I try to improve, and the thing is I was able to write, but I was not able to talk because I didn't get any practice. So every time I kept on flying to the States, my English improved a little bit, I think, and I hope now it's a little bit better.
I think your English is wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's really a matter of you're such a very open and honest person. Mm-hmm. And it's, this is my first chance meeting with you, and that just comes across right immediately. You are who you are, and you know where you're at, and you've got lots of confidence in that, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
So, what inspires you to build these days? I know you've got a Brigitte cosplay there in the back and been showing off the shield with it, but what inspires you to say, I want to take on that challenge?
To be honest, Brigitte in the back, I always wanted to make a full armor costume, and I wanted to make something really, really huge, and I want some costumes, but they were too small, and I wanted to get a real challenge. So I'm working right now on Brigitte, which takes me forever because I'm playing too much WoW. And yeah, I don't know, I like challenges and stuff, and I just like to craft, and I like to share it on the internet. I think to be honest, social media is the biggest inspiration for me, because I see every day all these amazing people who make something cool, and I want to make something cool as well, and I'm learning from them as well, and I want to I want to give them something back as well. And I don't know, it's also our income, it's our job to make something. Right now we're actually working on a 3D printing book, which is the reason Brigitte also doesn't get that much stuff. But I don't know, we are self-employed, we make money with cosplay, and it's just really, really cool to make a living with something you really enjoy, and yeah, and you have a strong community behind you. You have people you can inspire, and you can help people. Sometimes you get these really, really sweet messages from people who say they have a really hard time, but cosplay, with tutorials, with my books, they found a really cool hobby that helped them, everything, and it's really nice.
That's fantastic.
That's great. Now, you talked a little bit too about working a lot with Benni and putting your books together. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like working with a cosplay partner, publishing your materials, getting your cosplays ready, working as a team?
Yeah, I think sometimes when people ask us how we get so much stuff done in such a short time, I think that's probably the main reason is that we're doing it together. It's good to work as a team, especially when you I know stuff she doesn't, and she knows a lot of stuff I don't, and then we can basically complete each other to have a
we are one person, one person. And yeah, I don't know, I mentioned that I started with cosplay when I actually met Benni, so, and he was helping me with painting for example, from the very beginning, and he was actually working back then, and I was still a student. So, and because half of my university classes actually got cancelled because my professors were too lazy to appear, I had a lot of time to make my costume stuff, and so Benni came me back home at 6 p.m. and then I was throwing my armor stuff into his face so he could paint it because he really, really enjoyed it, and so I just kept on crafting and he kept on painting it, and I don't know, then we grew together to one person, and became quite fast, I would say, and not anymore because I'm lazy, but yeah, I don't know, it's just really, really nice to have somebody who's supporting you and who always encourages you, because sometimes you have these nights where you want to burn down everything you created, and it's absolutely awful, and then you just cry and roll on the ground.
But on the other hand, it's great that whenever she's finished with a piece, she can just give it to me, and it's like 2 days later it's finished, it's painted. You know, the other way around, like I don't have to build the stuff because she just gives me like a finished piece. So it's nice to rub off each other in that way, because when you're like you're sick of seeing a thing, you know, you can just pass it on and then it gets more progress from the other person.
And like we also like criticize ourselves, so we can improve, because like stuff is shit, my stuff is shit, and like so we can make it together less shit. So I think that's good.
It's a German way of improving.
Yes.
Just
So one of the questions that Tamara and I had talked about is there a material that you absolutely don't want to work with, or something that does get you frustrated time and time again, no matter how often you try to use it? Have you come across a material that just you prefer not to use?
Like, I hate fiberglass. I'm also not really a fan of mold making and sculpting. Like, we can do it, but I don't know. Like, I prefer to work more with foam clay, simply because you can use the material directly. I don't feel comfortable working with silicone and resin and stuff, because like you throw away half of the material. I think that's not really, not really good. Like, regarding to your money, and also it creates a lot of waste. And this is also the reason why we want to like use all the materials and put it directly into the costume. And in addition, it's also like we don't like to work with complicated stuff, because like our business model is focused on things that people can do as well, So if you work with a very frustrating, very complicated, or just a very expensive material, people cannot do it as well. So they might feel like a little bit intimidated or frustrated, left out and stuff. So we try to focus only on very simple techniques and materials. And so maybe this is a reason. It's not because we don't want, or we cannot do it, but but because it wouldn't be like so nice for the community. I think
it's just not fun like making something and then everybody's just saying like that's great, but
yeah, like for 3D printing, for example, like we try to work with 3D printing, because simply not many people have a 3D printer or a laser cutter, like I can make something really cool with laser cutter, and then people say,
but at least the 3D printers are getting really cheap now.
Yeah, right. So that's why we are making a 3D printing book too.
Excellent. So I'm taking all the question time away from Tamara. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good.
But you mentioned the words that I don't think get put out there enough for people who want to go out on their own as an artist or as a cosplayer. There's quite a bit of planning, and having a business plan can help you succeed. How did you put your plan together? How did you put your model together to become a professional?
Yeah, how did you do it?
Or did you? Did it come along just naturally and just say, I'm going to make this much profit off of books, I'm going to do this much off of this, that, and the other? Or... I'm sorry.
I don't know. I never had a plan. Like, I don't know. It's not like I made my sexy great Saya Melba. I will become a professional cosplayer. No, I don't know. I just keep on doing it, and like the whole thing with the books, it was a completely surprise. Like, I didn't expect it any success. I didn't expect it that like anyone would actually buy my craft. And like we actually like I tried to do some stuff with YouTube. It didn't work out. I tried to do some stuff with commissions. It didn't work out. And like I'm pretty sure that even if it wouldn't work out with the books, I would find something else, because I always wanted to be an artist. Like from the very beginning, like when I was a child, I wanted to be an artist, and I'm pretty sure I would figure out a way. And I think the most important part is not really about having a plan or like having like any direction you want to go, but like not giving up, like just trying everything, every possible thing, like follow your dreams, like try out different things, and even if you fail, then don't stop, you know. Like for example, we opened a YouTube channel back then in 2009, and because of the stupid algorithm of YouTube, our account was banned from making any money. And like I wanted to make some money with YouTube, but like for 8 years I wasn't able to, and only last year our account actually got unbanned, you know. And like, so this was a plan that didn't work out, so I tried something else. And I think it's really important just to keep on trying, even if something doesn't work out, try something else, but never give up, you know.
Yeah, I think it's just like trying as much as you can and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
I think that's
our business model.
Yeah, and like, you know, like when I did my cosplay stuff, when Benni and we became self-employed, you know, nobody believed in us. Like everyone said, okay, like you're canceling your job for this silly cosplay stuff. Are you crazy? And especially like in Germany, the mentality is, you know, like you get some good grades at school, then you do like your university, then you get a proper job, then you get your kids and your house and your like life. Like almost nobody in Germany is self-employed because like, this is a crazy thing. Nobody's doing it, and like, but still, like I didn't give up. Like Benni supported me, and we kept on trying, you know. And so you know, just keep on trying, never give up. That's the most important thing.
I'm so glad that you said that. I think a lot of folks get really discouraged when they see all these really amazing people being successful out there and they run into like roadblocks on their own and they think, how do I overcome these roadblocks? And so to hear you say, you know, keep trying and doing things. What other advice might you give to people who get discouraged when they're trying to make it?
I think like failure is important, you know, like because like I always say, like, even if you're attending a convention as a guest, it's important to have a bad convention. You know, it's important to have a bad experience with a convention. It's important to get sometime not your money or something. It's important to fail. It's important like to mess up things, because these things, you know, they make you stronger. They make you better. They make you learn. And like no one of us started perfect. Like I made also so many mistakes. I had like so many nights where I just kept on crying, and like I also got sick from stress, and this also helped me to get better. Like there were so many points where everything was crap, but I never wanted to give up, because like even like the worst day was still better than like, you know, like doing something I'm not enjoying it, you know. And so, and also don't expect that success comes overnight. You know, like, I mean, I started with cosplay back in 2003, and I created my social media stuff back in 2009. And now, after like 10 years, I'm on 500,000 on Facebook, which is like completely nothing, you know, compared to other pages. And like this took me like so much years, but you know, it's not about how much money you make. It's not about how much fans you have. It's not about how many contests you win. It's about you having fun and enjoying this thing, because if you don't enjoy it, it's not really worth to do it.
Yeah, I think you need to develop a positive thinking about your failures. You know, it's like the more you fail,
yes, I failed,
the better it is, because you won't make a mistake again. You know?
Yes, I'm done. And I will learn.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you don't appreciate when something good happens, you know, because it's natural for you. But if you fail a lot, then you really celebrate the victory.
It only can get better. It only can get better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not the next time it gets better.
That's absolutely great to hear that from you guys, because you have been such great leaders in the cosplay community, and it's one of those things that I know here in the States that we struggle with is focusing too much on the competition and losing, sometimes not being perfect, you know, so on and so forth. And so being able to hear, you know, never give up, never surrender, keep doing positive, and do it as long as it's fun. Do what's fun for you is a great message that needs to get out to a number of cosplayers, and we always need to be each other's best cheerleaders. We do have a question real quick from the audience. Teresa Cabellos asks, what advice would you give someone who is totally new to foam armor?
Buy books. No, like you know, when I got into cosplay back then in 2003, there were no tutorials out there. There was also no form. Like you were not able to find anything. But like these days, getting into like any kind of technique, like making any kind of costume, is like so easy because we have so much access to amazing materials, amazing resources like tutorials on YouTube, Facebook, books, and stuff. We have a great community. Like you can join. The Kamui Cosplay group on Facebook, for example, there are like over 14,000 people now who are willing to help you. And like we have free resources. Like I have plenty of foam armor making tutorials on YouTube. Like I got like so many questions and I try to answer all of them. So don't ask me what kind of glue I'm using. And like you find everything there, and like I tried to answer everything, and there are also plenty of amazing people who make great tutorials as well. So you know, you can learn completely for free without wasting any time and materials, and just watch some videos. And if you're comfortable, then make something small, like a bracer, for example. That's super simple, and then you will see it's super easy, it's super fun, and you can do it as well.
And it's still okay to fail, you know,
Yeah.
even if there's awesome tutorials and everything looks so easy on the internet,
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's
it's
easy for
okay
you.
to
It's-
look like shit at the convention. Like
even if you know
it's
how
okay.
it's done, you still need to make it bad 2 times before it looks good.
Yeah, it's okay. It's important.
Well, you know, Dustin has put up the link for your books direct to Kamui Cosplay / product category books. So everyone make sure to get those. If you do want to check them out before you buy, please come into the store, US Toy. We're open 10 to 6. I do want to talk real quick. We've got a great selection of Maron cosmetics that are going on. And you do have, just for watching this show, the ability to go 20% off when you use the code PCC Live 20 to help pick up those products. We've got Maron, we've got Pro Air, we've got Benni products, we've got those stick effects that you see, the lovely Mel right there. And then if you want some magic to go along with your cosplay, we've got plenty of magic tricks as well. We've got another question from the audience, from Megan Russell. And she asks, how do you both stay motivated and focused with all this going on with the coronavirus / canceled conventions?
Like to be honest, it's not really a big deal in Germany anymore. Yeah, like we still have conventions canceled and stuff, but like to be honest, I said I already gave up making costumes for conventions. Like I really enjoy making costumes actually for the internet, because like, you know, at a convention, like there are some people who actually see you, but like on the internet there are much more people who seeing you, and then you can share like all of your progress, and like you can make tutorials, and like you get feedback for your work, and you can like communicate with them, and like give other people some tips, or like other people tell you your stuff looks shit and you should improve, because this happens as well. That's totally okay. It's like really cool. I think like on the internet you just have a bigger audience, and like I personally totally enjoy to make my stuff like only for the internet. Like Brigitte, for example, like nobody will ever see her in real life. I will just do a photo shoot and then just put her in a mannequin. It's done. Like you will be never at a single convention. I will wear this costume only for maybe like half an hour for the photo shoot, and it's totally fine and it's good. So and I don't know, like if you enjoy crafting, then just keep on crafting, and if not, just take a break. Like for example, like I also take a break right now because we're working on a 3D printing book, and this is just more fun right now. And yeah, I don't know, like don't feel bad about like not finishing anything. Don't feel bad about like taking a break or anything. Like if you want to do something else, like do something else. It's about like your hobby. Like you should have fun. And yeah, I don't know. Then just start with it again if you feel.
Also, like. Yes, the situation is horrible right now, pretty much everywhere you look. But like things will pass, you know.
Yeah.
It will be better eventually. Mm-hmm. You can take the time to like work on stuff. Like,
and like now you have more time for bigger content.
Yeah. Well, I think we have another question as well from Danielle. Benni, when are you going to make a costume? Are you going to make one anytime soon?
Benni has 2 costumes already.
I already had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm not, how do I put this? I like making costumes, I like building stuff, but I don't really like wearing it.
And he learn this from? So when I was at conventions, like Benni obviously always was with me, like he was wearing my crap, like brushing my wig, and taking photos and stuff, like holding my chin and stuff and everything, and I obviously, I was in full armor, like I had like body painting and everything, and I was like a little bit complaining like that it's too warm, too hot, like too cold, blah blah, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, blah blah blah, and then Benni said at some point, it can't be that bad. So for the next convention, which was actually BlizzCon, I made a costume for me, and like the same costume the night of Tier 9 for Benni as well. So he got the same costume. So he actually got a wonderful robe, and like he got a wonderful wig and body painting, and like of course it was really pretty. I put like so much work into a costume, like worked actually on for 3 weeks and everything, and like, I put like so much love and so much effort into it. So we were both like actually to BlizzCon, and like Benni put the makeup on, and like I put the makeup on, and like he got like pretty shadows and stuff and everything, like was super pretty and everything, and then he was at the convention with me, and then he was like, say ladies with me.
What?
I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. That's so uncomfortable. So he was actually wearing the costume for only 3 hours in total. I barely had any photos, but I have some proof that he was actually wearing it. But after that, Benni became like the most amazing cosplay helper ever. Like, I come complaining. It's like, yeah, are you fine, honey? Everything is okay. Yeah, you're good. You look good. Like, let me fix your wig and everything is fine. Yeah, do you need anything? Can I help you? Anything? And so this was like the one costume he actually got, and like the other costume he was doing the 11th Doctor, the 10th Doctor, the David Tennant Doctor, and like he got like a wonderful suit from Thailand, like perfectly custom tailored and everything, and like we got it there super cheap because it was from Thailand, and like the only thing he had to do was actually to fix his hair, and he was like, yeah, everything will be fine, it will be totally fine, no, I can do it, and like at the convention, luckily scissors with me, but I didn't have any brush and like, no mirror, nothing, like I didn't have any light, but like he tried to do like his hair, and then he said, yeah, it's too long, shit, I look like shit, doesn't work out, you have to cut my hair, and like I never styled a wig before, like I had no idea how to do a haircut, and like laughing, and so I was trying to cut his hair in the dark of the bathroom over the bathtub, and like my friend Selena, who was with me as well, she was so laughing that she was almost exploding, and I also started so much laughing that like his hair was completely messed up once I was done, but once he put actually a lot of hair of hairspray into it, it was actually fine, and everybody loved him, and like Benni became like such an attention whore at the convention because he actually looked like the Doctor, and people went completely crazy, and nobody looked at me anymore. But yeah, since then we didn't have time to make a fucking thing.
That's awesome. And I love, first of all, people don't appreciate the importance of a cosplay handler. Having someone to just carry all your crap around, to reassure you that your wig is on perfectly. So.
Benni does it really good now. Yeah.
It's so important.
So, hey, we got a question from Gwen Rose. How about cosplays for your cute dogs? Are Midna and Zelda getting involved with this?
Yeah. There's actually a video with Zelda where I'm making a dog feet costume for her from Fallout. And yeah, but like to be honest, like we take them sometimes to conventions, but only if we stay outside, and then we don't dress up and stuff.
To German cons.
Yeah, and like actually once dressed up Midna as a piggy from Monster Hunter, like the little piggy. But like yeah, maybe one day, but like nothing is planned. And like, oh yeah.
They always make these great guest appearances in your videos. Do they love to help you in the shop?
Yeah, like Zelda is so funny actually. Like when I did like current pictures and stuff, Zelda noticed that like my focus was actually on the costume piece, so she wanted to get my attention, and she actually started posing with my costume stuff. So always, every time I make a photo, Zelda is coming and it's like, hi, look at me. Hi, so funny. And yeah, Zelda to get them. And like Minna loves my stuff as well. So she sees that like my costumes are actually important for me. Like every time I put it on the ground, she actually starts protecting it and like making sure nobody's coming too close to that. That's really cute as well.
That's awesome.
They're so cute.
Hey, I wanna reroute the conversation a little bit. If you could only have 5 tools at your disposal, 5 tools to use for cosplay, what would they be?
5 tools? Oh, I don't think I need actually that many. Like I can instantly get rid of my sewing machine. I don't have any problem with that. But I would need a soldering iron, very important. I would need scissors surely. Oh no scissors. A box cutter, then a heat gun, a hot glue gun, and
laser cutter and
Nah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't need more actually. No, you don't need a lot. Yeah.
So, are there certain supplies that you like to use more than others? I'm guessing those tools, but are there things that people probably don't realize that they should have in their crafting area that they probably don't?
I don't think that actually. Oh yeah, and I would need my drum. Right, Dremel is number 5. I don't think many people actually don't have a soldering iron because they think it's like only for like doing electronics. But like a soldering iron is also really great to burn foam, for example, but you surely need to get like some protective stuff because like it releases fumes. And like you can also like burn pleather, for example, or fabric. Like you can do like really cool decorations, and or like I don't know, like or just a wood burning tool, which would be great for that. So I think like the soldering iron is something really, really good. And yeah, I don't know. And like a heat gun. I think many people always want to get like a hair dryer. Like you need a heat gun for wobbler and you also need it for foam, but you can also use it for other things. For example, like I use my heat gun to actually dry my hair. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, and to switch gears a little bit as well, we had the wonderful pleasure of seeing you all at Planet Comicon Kansas City last year to judge part of our cosplay contest. And so we had a couple questions about your experience judging cosplay contests, both internationally and in the United States. Can you talk a little bit about your experience as judges and what that's like for you?
Yeah, like it's super weird. Like there are actually really some differences. Like for example, we were for a very long time, at least for Europe, we don't really have like masquerade contests, or like we didn't really had it because like Europe is so obsessed with craftsmanship, like absolutely obsessed. That like most costume competitions were like craftsmanship competitions, and even in Germany, when I actually started with cosplay back in 2003, when you wanted to participate in a costume competition, you had to go on stage. You had to do a performance, like a proper performance. 2-minute or 3-minute performance, which was really intimidating. And like I never heard about masquerades before I actually went to American conventions, because I always thought like, okay, you get like craftsmanship and then also like performance judging, but this wasn't really a thing. Like, and in the States, I think there wasn't like the craftsmanship contest wasn't really a thing. And we also don't have like journeyman, master, and what is the other thing, like novice, right? Yeah, right. We don't have like these classes. So basically everyone is participating in one contest, at least in Europe, and like then you actually get like you have to compete against everyone else, like no matter what experiences. And like also the like the prizes are also like, you know, like sometimes best armor, best sewing, but usually just the first 3 prizes and stuff like that.
I think the way America does conventions and masquerades is a lot more, how do you say, like entry and beginner friendly.
Yes,
you know, you can just make a costume, go on stage, like wave at the crowd, have some music, and then you're off again. And that's like, it's a lot more welcoming than having to do a 2-minute stage performance on top of like making your costume. Like it's
but
like we have masquerades now.
Yeah, but like also proper craftsmanship proper craftsmanship judging, we didn't have it in Europe as well for a very long time. Like usually the craftsmanship judging was like we were sitting in front of the stage in Europe or Germany. or like on the stage, and then like the contest basically just made like a little rotation. It was like everything we had for the craftsmanship competition judging, and like in the States where you have actually proper craftsmanship judging, where you can actually talk to participants, like ask them about how he of the costume was really amazing. Like luckily now we have actually in Europe masquerade, and we have proper masquerade and like Comic Cons and everything, and proper craftsmanship judging. And I noticed that like now in the States we have also now performances, right? So I think like everything got a little bit more mixed up and like adjusted to each other, which is really interesting.
Yeah. I think we really like to make the shows here in the States really beginner friendly, because we know that we're going to become those masters and get that inspiration going.
I mean, when I got started, I felt like so intimidated to participate in my very first contest, because like, okay, so you have to go on stage, and then you have to do like something proper, like to really like entertain the audience, and like tell a story and something. And you know, like if you're a baby cosplayer, just made your very first cosplay.
Yeah, but you think Germany's intimidating, but then you visited a Russian con, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, like everyone is a supermodel in Russia. Like, and everyone is perfect, and everyone makes so amazing costumes, and then you just feel bad and ugly.
So some of my favorite, and this is just a chance because I got to talk with someone on another continent right now. Some of my favorite stories are talking about translation problems. Like when the Chevy Nova went into Latin America, they didn't sell well, not realizing that Nova means no go in Spanish. Or the first time Coca-Cola went to China, it was the translation they used meant bite the wax tadpole. Are there problems with translation in some of the cosplay communities with some of the fandoms that you've come across, or how some contests are done?
I wouldn't really say translation problems, but like cultural differences. So like in Germany, you know, like we are a little bit more distant, you know, like this whole like we do a little bit of hugging, but like mostly just like shake your hands, hello, hi, bye, best friend stuff, and like we are keeping a little bit of distance, you know. And like in Canada, everyone is so huggy, like everyone is like, hi, come here, whatever, you know. And so I was once at a Canadian convention, and like a few days later actually flew to Singapore to another convention, and like I was picked up by the convention organizers, and like the people in Canada pretty huggy, but the people in Singapore, they're like even more distant than like in Germany, you know, like they're very very Asian, you know, like. And then I was just coming freshly from Canada and was still my super huggy mode. And then I was just, you know, throwing my arms around the convention organizer, and like he was just a tiny little man, and I'm pretty big. It's like he looked pretty shocked. and then like for the moment, okay, I'm sorry.
So, you know, we don't get a whole lot of chance to see a lot of what's going on at conventions around the world, except highlight reels. And Chris Jackson made a note, and because he's the boss, I think we should go ahead and say, could you tell us a little bit more about conventions in Russia?
Yeah.
What goes on there?
I was only at one, actually. I was only at one in St. Petersburg. It was very interesting, you know, like because like the cosplayers actually had booths there, you know, like they didn't have any vendors there, right?
I don't remember.
No vendors, like not a single vendor, but instead they put up a convention hall with beautifully made like photography and like cosplay booths. So basically there was like a Borderlands booth where they rebuilt the whole bar of Miss Moxie. There was like a full wasteland booth and stuff.
It's not just a table. Like they had like
it was not a table. It was like a booth, like a proper booth.
Like it just decorated as like in the game. It had like a big
like an entire scene within the booth space.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was really really cool, and like also the cosplayers, they were like it was a little bit weird because they didn't have the same the same access as we have to the materials. Like they didn't really have foam and also not blah, but they worked with floor mats, like these plastic floor mats you put like on the ground. You know, it's in Russia it's called linoleum, but like they used it actually for armor. And yeah, like everyone were just so pretty, and aside of that, they were also really amazingly skilled. Like the costumes were so well made. Like the craftsmanship competition was really hard.
The competitions on stage, they had like the cosplayers, some were doing like weird acrobatics, like out of a circus.
They had actually a magician.
One of them were doing magic tricks, opening a suitcases, and like hundreds of butterflies were just
released. It was an Alice in Wonderland costume. Like he did the Mad Hatter guy, and he like magic some butterflies appear instead. Some of them died, but it was like I never saw something like that before. It was crazy and it was very interesting, you know. And I think like in general, like I think traveling around and like seeing a little bit of the world is like so amazing. It opens your horizon so much up, because like I thought like the craftsmanship in Germany is like really high, and then we went to St. Petersburg and thought, okay, we're crap. Bye.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, you know, we do get to have a number of magicians at Planet Comicon. We've got the Kansas City magicians who join us on a regular basis and join us at the pet stage. But that just sounds absolutely amazing. And you know, now I'm going to have a thirst for travel once again. Real quick, I want to take a last chance to pay the bills. I want to tell people here, US Toy, you should come in and check out our Rockstar wigs. A lot of them are full frontal lace wigs, and they're big, they're heavy, they're awesome. So there's lots of stuff that you can do with them. Lots of bright, vibrant colors going on with them, and at decent prices. And they're totally malleable, so they can work within any costume that you need. Please do come check out Rockstar Wigs and the rest of our wigs at US Toy at 119th and Metcalf. Okay, we've got just a few minutes left. Tamara, you got a couple of closing questions you wanna ask?
Yeah, let's just maybe close it out with what's a piece of advice that you would give cosplayers who are watching the stream right now, listening to you all today.
Oh my God, I think like don't compare yourself to others. You know, just focus on what you're doing. Like remember, everyone starts small. Like also have one like at Facebook one day as well, and it's totally okay to make mistakes. It's totally okay to be not the very best. Like it's totally okay not to win a competition, but you know, it's like really about having fun and like be a part of this amazing community. And also, you know, just follow your dreams. Like even if you have no idea how to make something, you know, just make the first step. Start with something small and try it out. And I'm pretty sure, like even if you have some problems at the beginning, even if you fail, you know, just don't give up but keep on trying. And like even if it's really hard right now without having any conventions, you know, we are still a community. People are still enjoying like follow others' works. Like, and especially if you have some time, maybe create like a YouTube channel and make some cool tutorials. Like we lately actually uploaded a video on how we are making our YouTube tutorial. So if you need some advice on equipment or like material or ideas, anything, check that out. And you know, it like cosplay doesn't need to be always around conventions. It's about you having fun. It's about you getting a better person, for example. Like, you know, like aside of learning new skills, also self-confidence. Like I learn English, and you know, like you become a better person. You help others, you inspire others. So it's even though it's a little bit tight, you know, stay positive and keep on crafting.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Excellent advice.
This is absolutely fantastic. Hey, everyone is saying thank you, and we want to say thank you, Svetlana and Benni, so much for joining us today, giving your wisdom, cheering on the community, and making things happen. You guys are such a great positive light for the community. Thank you for continuing to put your energy into not only what you love, but what other people love as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Tamara, thank you for joining joining us as well.
Of course.
You and Tiffany are just so fantastic for here in the KC community, and we're looking forward to doing more and more of these broadcasts and having more people. We do have a local next week with Clay with Xarbin Technologies coming on, talking about putting some foam stuff together, and then we're working on bringing some more big names to the PCKC Crafter Corner here, a cosplay crafter show. I still can't get the name of it right, and we're doing 15 episodes of this so far. I want you to check out all of our past episodes on the Planet Comicon website. We're getting quite a lot of views. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for your wisdom and your energy, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.